you could make a wish, I think you'd take a private school with a great reputation for being outstanding and stellar academically. You'd put it in a global, cosmopolitan city that was growing, and in a place that loved business, that loved entrepreneurship, that liked risk takers, with a feeling that you belong and that you actually have a network of people that can connect you to every point in this constellation of opportunities in Houston. And you've got that at Rice. And there's not a quicker way to be connected to all the sources of innovation and future growth than to be a part of our communities.
And it really creates for an impressive and rigorous learning environment.
A lot of people, I think, questioned my decision to come here 25 years ago because it was a very small program. But from my perspective, all the macro ingredients were really there for Rice Business to do amazing things in the city and just climb up the rankings because we're offering a top-tier academic program. We've got incredible scholars from around the world.
And we have an entire learning community of people that teach what it takes to start a business from scratch, how you approach that mentally, how you work through setbacks, how you bring a team together, how you make all these really hard choices. And that community feel is what drives that home for all of Rice University, but particularly for the business school.
There's an incredibly supportive group of people here that are so willing to help you, not only in the classroom, but especially when you look towards understanding what you want to do for your career and what clubs and other fun extracurriculars you want to be a part of.
The students are very motivated, very driven. The diversity of knowledge and expertise that they bring to the table makes classroom discussions really vibrant. And I think we're learning from each other. I am definitely learning from my students.
There's a lot of entrepreneurs, a lot of consulting, of course, investment banking, but then people who have specific aspirations in healthcare and marketing. And so everyone is on a different path, but we've all found ways to kind of support and help each other in this journey for what life looks like outside of the MBA program.
You cannot put a value on relationships. The quality of the connection is really the biggest thing that I would say separates Rice compared to everyone else.
And a lot of our students, walk through that door and they become great entrepreneurs, as we've seen with so many of our alumni.
I came in thinking I was going to take classes and really focus on the academic part and not do a whole lot beyond that, and I was totally wrong. It's really shaped my experience in now leading a company today.
It expands your career opportunities once you get an MBA from Rice.
And the future of Rice Business is wide open. It's at the beginning of a gigantic growth phase. It's really exciting to think about what's going to happen in Houston, what's going to happen in Texas, and what's going to happen for Rice.
What I'm excited about is the new addition and the expansion of the business school,
with which to deliver our educational mission, deliver on our research mission, bring more wonderful people in.
This is a very, very well-endowed university with all the resources in place to maintain our position as one of the best universities in the world. The future of Rice is extraordinarily bright. The future of Houston is extraordinarily bright. You put those two things together, our alumni have no choice but to have an extraordinarily bright future.
I mean, we have all the right ingredients to be successful. We have the right faculty, we have the right support system, we have all the expertise needed.
And I know that together we will solve the problems that confront this generation and make the world a better place.
So I decided I wanted to get my MBA when I was working as a neonatal intensive care nurse. I was able to work as a charge nurse, as that point person between parents, families, as well as my nurses, but I also got to help build a specialty subunit along with a team of nurse managers and other nurses, seeing how my hospital operated as a business, and felt empowered by this idea that I could have an impact on healthcare at a larger level, not just patient to patient at the bedside. And what really drove this decision for me was wanting to have that voice. There aren't many nurses in leadership positions, and when I Googled online who's my executive suites, I noticed that they were all doctors or they were all men, and I wanted to be that woman in a leadership position. And I knew that I wanted to go to a smaller MBA program because I wanted to have that ability to really connect with my professors on a closer level, know all of my classmates' names, and leave with that feeling of I'm like growing here, roots up, and that network actually being strong, and we're not just connected by being an alum. I think describing Rice's culture is hard to do in a few words. I think it matches Houston very well of being diverse, welcoming, supportive. But what's really surprised me about Rice is I learn something new every day from my peers, whether it's based on their background or how they interact with the material that we're learning in the classrooms, but also just how uplifting the students are of each other and how they really celebrate their successes. And I think that we're able to do that because of the core teams that we're placed in. My core team, for example, they've intentionally placed us with different backgrounds from different places. One student's from Vietnam, another student's from Egypt. One of my other students is from Canada, and she wants to go into marketing. I have another student, and he was in the Army before this. And so having all of these different ideas and different goals later, we've found this way to really work together and understand like our wants and needs. And I don't think I could have gotten that anywhere else.
To get my MBA primarily because I noticed a gap in my knowledge. So I'm a researcher by training, and I spent the last 4 years abroad doing some postdoc work in the field of neuroscience and healthcare. And I realized that while I understood the science part of it, the gap was essentially how do these pharmaceutical and healthcare facilities work. So what brought me to Rice specifically was essentially the support that I knew I would get here at Rice. Also in terms of the MBA programs, Rice is on the, I would say, medium to small side. I would describe the culture at Rice Business as one that is supportive. And so in being here for a semester, I've been able to sort of personally connect with my professors and really sort of dive into the different courses and the different topics that I've been learning. And besides the professors, also being able to lean on my fellow colleagues and using their expertise and diverse backgrounds to really understand, the different lessons that I've been learning. So one of the things that has surprised me about Rice Business School specifically is how much the professors and the courses dive into the particular topics. And so I've been able to really sort of find a way to implement the different lessons that I'm learning from different classes. And I think the professors do a really great job in sort of helping us find that link between individual courses, whether that be accounting and finance and marketing, right? There's a thread that connects all three courses, and that's something that I've been able to do here at Rice.
Hey, excuse me.
Hi.
Are you a Rice MBA student?
I was, class of 2021.
Oh, cool. What do you do now?
I am a strategy manager at Accenture right now.
Have you always done that?
No, before this, I was in the oil industry. Through Rice, I did the transition into consulting.
What made you feel confident to make that career pivot?
I did the job change pretty early on. I got my internship within the first 4 or 5 months of being at Rice. There's an instinct that the program teaches that I think it shapes how you think about problems in business, but also in human organizations. An instinct to sniff out who the right people are and who are the activators, who are the drivers, who are the supporters, and also ways to think about complex problems that might not have a single easy answer, and how do you integrate the risk of that and the opportunity of that into your decisions. So I always like to say it teaches a strategic instinct.
Would you say the MBA has been worth it?
Absolutely. The job change was tremendous. It was, everything from the experience that I got to the friends that I made. It's the income that I am getting afterward. It's the opportunities and the people and the orgs I get to work with. So I think it made a big difference. And now, I don't live too far from here. This place is now sort of another home to me too.
I think today's generation probably understands it better than almost any, that new companies can change the world. The innovators who launch truly new companies with bold ideas put a dent in the universe pretty quickly. It's the hardest thing you can do, and that makes it one of the most important and impactful things we can teach you how to do. So it's vital to be a business school that's focused on entrepreneurship to really make a difference where it's going to count in changing the future.
Which means you have to plant a small seed and give it a chance to grow. So a lot of the things that we have now, like the Rice Business Plan competition, they started as a crazy idea. And now here we are 25 years later, and look what it's turned into, right? So you have to be able to plant these seeds, encourage them, put them in a good ecosystem, and let them grow. And we've been able to do that for generations.
And it's like the Super Bowl of entrepreneurship every year. It couldn't be more exciting and more successful at bringing entrepreneurs and technologists together to really shape the future through new organizations.
And it has an incredible impact on the students who compete, but also on the greater community and the greater society at large. What I'm excited about is the new addition and the expansion of the business school, which will allow us to continue to grow the competition beyond where it is today.
There's no other school in the country that quite has the mix of programs, leaders, opportunities, and is situated in a business community that loves entrepreneurship as much as this one does.
And it's always been very vibrant, it's exciting, it's growing.
It's a place where innovation takes hold. It's a place where entrepreneurs can come and grow and learn, and startups are welcome, innovators are welcome, entrepreneurs, founders.
You put all that together with a feeling that you belong and that you actually have a network of people that can connect you to every point in this constellation of opportunities in Houston, and you've got that at Rice. And there's not a quicker way to be connected to all the sources of innovation and future growth than to be a part of our communities.
And I think we open doors to students that come in. They may not know what entrepreneurship is all about, they may have heard about it, but when they come in here, we get to open a new door to them.
And we can confront you with angel investors, all sorts of financiers who can tell you the best and the brightest tips out there about what it takes to lead and launch a great company.
That real world experience is really valuable for getting started as an entrepreneur. A lot of the entrepreneurship curriculum is taught by faculty that have experience or are actually adjunct faculty that are actively, investing or running a company themselves. That network is something that you can really leverage because it's so kind of close and tight-knit while you're here.
And the school's culture is just that perfect supportive unit that's very student-centered, and it's really designed to help students live out their dreams, to be as bold as they can be while they have the resources and the opportunity. And the best thing we can do is encourage them to do that and get them ready, because those are the types of innovations that shape the future and make the world a better place. You put all that together and you've got the world's best graduate entrepreneurship program 6 years in a row.
Hello. If you'd like me. Ladies and gentlemen, may I have your attention, please? The Rice University MBA ceremony will begin in 15 minutes. Please find your seats. Thank you.
Engineer working in the energy and sustainability industry, I work full-time. And I knew I wanted the flexibility to go to online classes. Working full-time and also taking classes gives me this unique opportunity to implement my learning day to day as I'm working in this energy industry. So classes like strategic business communication and data analytics, those are applicable to my daily life as an energy manager working with clients. What surprised me most about the Rice MBA online program is that it really does feel like a full program. I am in classes, I go to office hours, all via Zoom, I'm in group projects, and I even get to come to on-campus events, which I've really enjoyed. I chose Rice Business because I'm born and raised in the Houston area, and I always saw Rice as a top school and a leader in academics. I knew that I would grow here as an individual.
Like many of my peers, I started my career as an engineer, but over the years I found myself being drawn to more business roles in my organization, and it made me realize that I was really lacking some of those fundamental business skills that I knew I needed to reach my long-term career goals, and that's why I decided to get my MBA. Coming into this program, I knew that I wanted to pursue a career in management consulting post-graduation, so it was really important for me personally to attend a program like Rice that has the academic and the career development resources to help me in that journey to consulting. I would describe the culture at Rice Business as very collaborative. We love working in teams, and I think what makes it especially fun is we're very diverse, so there's a lot of great perspectives that we get. We're truly just a big melting pot at Rice. I think what surprised me most about Rice is just how willing everyone in the program is to help each other out. Obviously, we come from a lot of different backgrounds, culturally, professionally, and that is really a benefit to all of us collectively. And so working on projects together, having accountants and engineers and finance backgrounds, and having all of those people just so willing to help each other has been surprising in a very nice way.
Rice offers a flexibility that I couldn't find anywhere else. I travel a lot for work. I spend a lot of hours at work, and the online program allowed me not only to get what Rice offers, but to get it on the time that I'm available to do it. So, I've been able to take classes all over the world, but always very tied to Rice and the community. I really didn't know much about the culture at Rice until I got here, and it was a very pleasant surprise. The sense of belonging, first of all, the way that I was welcomed into the program, and the sense of belonging, being part of a cohort and getting to know my classmates. A lot of people think that the online program is on a silo, that you are at your place and you're just taking the classes on your own, and actually, to my surprise, it is a very dynamic, hands-on, communicating program where we had really built ties between the other students and with the faculty.
The Global Field Experience is a core course at Rice Business where students work with a client in a different country on a consulting challenge.
Basically, it gives the students the opportunity to apply what they've been learning over the first year of their academic experience. So they get to take the basics they've learned from marketing and finance and accounting and strategy and implement those into the real world.
MBA students are paired with a company in a different country, providing recommendations on how they can better their business. And then the week of the Global Field Experience, we come to the country. Students meet with the clients in person all week and provide a final presentation on their findings and recommendations.
Well, I think the purpose of the in-person element is to give us a chance to bond with our classmates, get to know each other. Because we spend so much time on screens all the time, and as we know, it's hard to dictate inflection or truly know how someone is coming across without that in-person communication. So that's an opportunity for us to get to know each other and communicate a little more, and also the chance to explore an emerging market in a country that most of us have never been to as well.
Meeting the client on site, I got to see a lot of demonstrations on how their product was made, and we even got to help them make it.
I've really enjoyed walking around the city, getting to try the different cuisine, experiencing cultural events.
So given that this is a real project with a real client, that means that there's going to be real problems.
So the benefits are really two ways. Our students get a fresh perspective, and the entrepreneurs that are local get a fresh perspective. And that really benefits the whole Rice community and everybody that we have working and living to make this one of the best programs and best MBA programs in the country.
They accomplished far more than I expected, and they gave me insight because each one of them has a different personality and in different industries. So they applied what they know and what I told them about the premium industry, and they just mixed it up and gave me good recommendations on what is the best practices that we should do to get to the place where we can develop our own brand.
Again, to be taken outside of the comfort zone and to see cultural differences, maybe some political differences in the institutions in other countries. It really does set them apart from other students who are graduating with similar degrees. That hands-on experience really differentiates them from other future leaders in business.
I think it gives me
wider perspective on how should I treat a client, how should I address problems, and how to solve in order to give value to the clients I'm dealing with.
Our hope is that by the end of this week, students are able to get a better understanding of the business context of the country that they're in, but also have a greater understanding of the community and the culture of the people that they're with.
There is a respect for the Rice business brand, what our students do, how valuable they are, and what they bring to the table. On the other hand, the students also realize how much they've learned and what they're capable of. And I think that brings a confidence that allows them to go off into their second year or into the real world after their MBA and know, wow, Rice Business taught me that, and I'm going to make a difference in this world.
Welcome to the Global Field Experience.
Ladies and gentlemen, the ceremony will start in about 5 minutes. Please take your seats. During the ceremony, we ask that you do not stand in the aisles. We ask that you do not stand in the aisles or anywhere that will be in view to block the view of others who are seated. Only students and required personnel are allowed on the court. Thank you for your cooperation. We also ask that you take a moment to look for the nearest exits in the event of an emergency. Thank you. Good afternoon and welcome to the Rice University Jones Graduate School of Business MBA commencement ceremony. Before we begin, please take a moment to silence all of your electronic devices. And now, please rise and join us in welcoming the procession of our university and Jones School leadership, faculty, and the class of 2026.
be seated. Good afternoon. I'm George Andrews, Associate Dean of Degree Programs at the Jesse H. Jones Graduate School of Business at Rice University. On behalf of the faculty, the staff, welcome to the graduating ceremony for the Rice University MBA class of 2026. I would like to extend a very special welcome to the graduates, parents, grandparents, spouses, children, in-laws, aunts, uncles, cousins, friends, and significant others. We're very pleased that each of you could be here with us, in person or via live stream. To our graduates, it's wonderful to have all of you here with us today and to see the stands filled with your special guests. Today, we celebrate the Jones School's 49th graduating class. We're honored, and we honor, the countless hours in team meetings, cases, presentations, papers, and exams, the hard work, dedication, and discipline required to earn this degree. We now turn to the heart of today's ceremony, conferring the degrees, an act that defines our basic mission as an academic institution. We are honored to have President Reginald DesRoches join us today to confer the Master's of Business Administration degree upon our 2026 graduates. Please join me in welcoming the 8th President of the University, President Reginald DesRoches, to the podium.
Good afternoon. Thank you, George, for that kind introduction. As he mentioned, I'm Reggie DesRoches, president of Rice. I would like to thank today's MBA's commencement speaker, Rob Gaudet. Thank you, Rob, for returning to campus and for delivering what I know will be an inspiring keynote address in a few minutes. Before we celebrate you, let's take a moment to recognize those who helped you get there. To our faculty and staff at Rice Business, thank you for your mentorship, your expertise, and your deep investment in our student success. To the family and friends who supported these graduates with encouragement, sacrifice, and love, we are deeply grateful. Graduates, if you are able, please rise and join me in thanking them. Everybody who's helped you, please. Thank you for all your support. You may be seated. Earning an MBA from Rice Business is no small feat. It requires discipline, curiosity, and a willingness to lead when the path forward isn't always clear. Here you've done more than master finance, strategy, and operations. You've learned to lead with data, to make decisions with integrity, and to collaborate across disciplines to solve the most complex problems. You've been shaped by a program that values not just what you know, but how you lead, thoughtfully, ethically, and with clear sense of purpose. You've worked through real-world challenges, engaged with Houston's dynamic business ecosystem, and learned what it means to lead in a global, fast-moving economy. And while this degree marks the end of your time in the classroom, perhaps not, it should also mark the beginning of a lifelong commitment to learning. Stay curious. Be courageous. Say yes to the hard things. That's where growth happens. Especially in a world being reshaped with technologies like AI, your ability to lead with clarity, responsibility, and humanity will set you apart. In your time at Rice, I hope you felt what makes this place and this business school a distinctive place. A community grounded in excellence, collaboration, and a deep culture of care. The relationships you've built here with classmates, faculty, staff, mentors, and industry partners are not just part of your experience, they're part of your future. You now join a global Rice Business and Rice University network with more than 68,000 strong leaders, innovators, and entrepreneurs who are ready to support you and who will be proud to call you a fellow owl. In closing, we are honored to celebrate this moment with you. We applaud your talent, your discipline, and your readiness to lead. We look forward to the impact that you will make building companies, leading organizations, strengthening communities, and shaping industries here in Houston and around the world. And wherever your path takes you, remember, you will always have a home at Rice University. So let me be the first to say congratulations, and then now let's make official the conferring of your degrees. Will all the students please rise for the conferral of the degree? Upon the recommendation of the faculty and by the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees of Rice University, I confer upon those whose names will appear on the registrar's official list the degree of Master of Business Administration and admit to you all the rights, responsibilities, and privileges appropriate to that degree. Congratulations.
Thank you, President DeRose, for joining us and honoring our graduates. You may be seated. We now continue with the recognition of our students. Please join me in welcoming Nicole Pellegrino, Assistant Dean of Academic Program and Student Experience, to the podium to lead this portion of the program.
Thank you, George. You have worked long and hard for this moment. The Jones School community is pleased to recognize and celebrate your achievements this afternoon. One of the privileges of serving as Assistant Dean at Rice Business is seeing the impact that student experience has on all of you and how that experience exists because of the efforts not just of your faculty and staff, but of you, of each other, and how you show up to support one another. Each year, we benefit significantly from the leaders of our student government associations and our wide variety of student-led clubs, organizations, and special initiatives. I ask that the following student leaders stand and remain standing to be recognized. Will the Rice Business Student Association leaders for each program please stand and be recognized? Will the leaders of our signature student-run initiatives, including Entrepreneurship Through Acquisition, Rice Energy Finance Summit, the Women in Leadership Conference, the Veterans Business Battle, Rice Business Energy Case Competition, the Rice Business Healthcare Conference, and Board Fellows, please join in standing and be recognized. And finally, will the remaining leaders of our many Rice Business associations and clubs please stand with your peers to be recognized? You can sit now. I know that you are all looking around, as am I, at the number of students who stood. It truly takes a village. We are grateful to all of you as leaders and for your contributions, which breathe life into the school's mission. Please join me in a final round of applause and appreciation for our student leaders. I now have the honor of welcoming Will Eldridge, MAC Class of 2017 and President of the Rice Business Alumni Association Board. Will has the honor of announcing today's M.A. Wright Award recipients.
Thank you, Nicole. It's truly a privilege to be here with you all this afternoon, and I want to say, on behalf of all of Rice Business alumni and the Rice Business Alumni Association Board, congratulations and welcome to our alumni community. We're looking forward to helping you remain connected to the school, but also to each other, your fellow alums, to engage and build the community that you are now stepping into as alums, and as you start on your post-MBA journey. I now have the opportunity to announce the M.A. Wright Award recipients, and the M.A. Wright Award is named after Mike Wright. He's the former chairman of Cameron Iron Works and the first chairman of the Jones School Board of Advisors. This prestigious award is determined based on nominations from members of the graduating class for the student who best models leadership, exemplary service, and significant contributions to the Jones Graduate School of Business. We'll recognize one student from each of our MBA programs, and when your name is called, please come to the stage and receive your award. The recipient of the 2026 M.A. Wright Award for the full-time MBA program is Caroline Metz. Congratulations, Caroline. The recipient of the 2026 M.A. Wright Award for the MBA for Executives program is Mohammed El Sayed. Congratulations, Mohammed. The recipient of the 2026 M.A. Wright Award for the MBA for Professionals Evening program is Rishi Sahoni. Congratulations, Rishi. The recipient of the 2026 M.A. Wright Award for the MBA for Professionals Weekend program is Moises Mendoza. Congratulations, Moises. The recipient of the 2026 M.A. Wright Award for the MBA at Rice program is David McCampbell. Congratulations, David. The recipient of the 2026 M.A. Wright Award for the Hybrid MBA program is Julia Dobrila. Congratulations, Julia. Finally, congratulations again to all of the graduates today, all of you graduating, and a special thanks to Caroline, David, Julia, Mohammed, Moises, and Rishi for their exceptional contributions to the class of 2026. Let's give them one final round of applause.
Thank you, Will, and thank you, Nicole. I now welcome Professor James Weston, Senior Associate Dean of Degree Programs, and Harmon Whittington, Professor of Finance, to the podium to present the Faculty Teaching Awards.
Thanks, George. And good afternoon, everybody, and congratulations. One of the annual traditions we have here is to honor the outstanding professors who've been teaching our graduates. These awards are meaningful to our faculty because they're selected by our graduating students. I'm going to announce the award winners for each of our MBA programs, and I'm going to ask each of our professors to stand and remain standing until all of our award winners have been announced. And please hold your applause until the end, and then we'll give them a big cheer. The recipient of the award for teaching excellence, selected by the full-time class of 2006, is Brian Akins. Brian's actually in Chile right now on the GFE, so he can't be here today. He's actually working. The class of 2026 MBA for Executives selected Jim Hackett, and Jim wishes he could be here, but he's currently on a trip with his daughter. The Professionals Evening class of 2026 MBA students selected Petrus Ferreira. Where is he? There he is. The Professionals Weekend class of 2026 MBA students selected Prashant Kalai. The recipient for this year's teaching award in the MBA at Rice program is Maura Claire Hartford. Maura Claire is unable to attend today but wishes she could be here. The recipient for this year's teaching award for the hybrid MBA program is Bruce Carlin. Way to go. The final award is a little different from the others. This recipient is chosen by alumni who graduated 2 and 5 years ago. The winner of the 2026 Alumni Teaching Excellence Award goes to Al Danto. And that's it, so let's hoop it up. You don't. Congratulations to all of our award winners, and thank you to our graduates for recognizing the excellence of our faculty.
Thank you, Dean Weston, and thank you for serving as our mace bearer, for leading the procession today, and for your leadership all year long. It's now my privilege to introduce you to the Dean of the Rice University Jesse H. Jones Graduate School of Business, Peter Rodriguez. Dean Rodriguez joined the Jones School in 2016, and in 2025 was recognized as the Poets and Quants Dean of the Year. He's led us in a period of growth on every dimension: programs, students, faculty, and soon a brand new building. This has not been growth for growth's sake, but purposeful growth for impact, an impact you will all continue to see and benefit from as alumni. Before welcoming to the podium, I'd like to thank Peter on behalf of the Rice business family for his steadfast leadership over the past 10 years and for his remarkably calm and thoughtful approach to decision-making, driving the best outcomes for our exceptional institution. Help me in welcoming Dean Peter Rodriguez.
Thank you, George. Thank you, George, and congratulations, graduates. I'm so excited to be here with you today, so let's get on with the action. It's my pleasure to introduce today's commencement speaker, Robert Gaudet, the President and Chief Executive Officer of NRG Energy. Happily, Robert is one of our own. He is a proud Rice MBA alumnus from the class of 2001, a Jones Scholar, and a valued member of the Rice Business Board of Advisors. This is a particularly meaningful moment to welcome Robert back to campus. Just last week, on April 30th, he became the CEO of NRG following a planned leadership succession, a remarkable milestone in a career shaped by operational expertise, commercial judgment, and steady leadership. Over the course of his great career, Robert has led teams across power generation, market operations, wholesale and retail energy, trading, origination, commercial analytics, engineering, and customer strategy. In his current role, he helps lead one of the most important energy companies in the country at a time when energy reliability, affordability, resilience, and innovation are central to the future of business and society. Before business school and before his career in energy, Robert served as an Army Combat Engineer Officer in the U.S. Cavalry, including a deployment to Bosnia. Robert's connection to Rice Business has remained strong for more than a decade. He has returned to campus innumerable times as a speaker, a mentor, a thought partner, and a friend for many students. Colleagues describe him as a people-first leader who listens, sets clear direction, brings teams together, and leads with accountability and respect. For our graduates, Robert is a powerful example of the kind of leadership we hope a Rice Business education inspired: principled, practical, resilient, and ready to meet consequential challenges. Please help me in giving a very warm Rice welcome to Robert Gaudet.
Thank you for the opportunity to be part of this memorable day. I want to express my sincere gratitude to Dean Peter Rodriguez, not just for the invite, but for what he's done for our school over the last 10 years. Class of 2026, receiving your MBA is no small feat. As President DeRoche said, achievement requires discipline, curiosity, and leading when the path wasn't always clear. It took grit, it took sacrifice, it took some additional grit, and more nights and weekends than some of you care to think about. Earning this degree deserves appropriate recognition. So kindly turn to your left or turn to your right and thank the people who helped you get here among your classmates. I knew I was going to regret that. Standing here today is humbling for me. I'm grateful for the education I received here. My time at the Jones School helped me transition from being a military officer to corporate life. This year marks 25 years since I graduated with my MBA. But this is actually my graduation ceremony. You see, I started my first job before graduation in Atlanta, and I didn't have the guts to ask for the day off to go to graduation. So I share this moment with you. So when Dean Rodriguez invited me to join you today and speak, it gave me a second chance to take part in such a memorable event. Today, I'm not going to be showing you a secret roadmap to success. I don't have all the answers, and I'm not going to pretend to. But I can share a few lessons I learned along the way that helped me get to standing behind this podium. Careers are built brick by brick, and those bricks are hard work, timing, and luck. So all I can offer you today are a few things to consider when your career plans ultimately collide with what I like to call the real world. The degree you receive today will bond you together. However, each of you will then take a different path from that point on. Each of you will bring different strengths to your path ahead, and each of you will face different challenges. Your lives and careers will change from the original plan. As I was told in the military, every battle plan changes when the first shot is fired. So if you take anything away from what I say today, let it be this: don't be afraid of change. Careers are rarely as logical and linear as they look at the start. We like to think that progress unfolds in a predictable sequence: school, job, promotion, next job, next promotion. The reality is that careers are formed by the detours. The next role you take might not be the obvious one. It's been said that life can only be understood by looking backwards. Unfortunately, we have to live it looking forwards. 1 week ago, I became the CEO of NRG. No single job I've held prepared me for this, but each one taught me something. The Army taught me leadership. The trading floor taught me decision-making under pressure. My executive roles taught me how decisions made at the top affect accountability and performance within a company. I spent much of my career in the energy business on the wholesale side. After a merger and then an acquisition, I ended up at NRG. I was eventually asked to lead part of the retail business. Now that was a curveball. My background had been built on markets and trading and supply. I never viewed our business through the eyes of our customer. After being on the trading floor long enough, I didn't know what a customer looked like. I hadn't thought about what they needed, and I didn't know what they wanted. The shift really mattered because it gave me a new perspective and changed how I thought about our company. We're not just managing assets. We're not just trading supply. What we do every day has a real impact on the real lives of the people we serve and the well-being of our communities. Without that outlook, without that perspective, I likely wouldn't be speaking to you right now. So when your carefully crafted career plan takes an unexpected turn, don't be too quick to dismiss it. The role that looks like a detour may be the one that gives you the perspective you'll need most later on. So you guys have all earned your MBA. Congratulations. Now your business education begins. They call it a commencement for a reason. Maybe not in your first job or even your second job, But at some point, you're going to realize that behind the flashing numbers of a Bloomberg screen, or after getting through that final and perfect point on a PowerPoint deck, right behind that, we're putting real capital to work for real customers. You'll realize you have to be stewards of your investor capital, and you have to create products that serve your customers. Looking at it practically, a career is simply a series of learning opportunities. Sometimes those will be from new tasks or new skills. Sometimes they'll be from a new boss or a new company. Inevitably, and sometimes painfully, you'll also learn from mistakes. The point is as you navigate your career, as you think about your future, I strongly recommend you consider what you're going to learn, what you're going to have to learn, at the same time that you're thinking about what that title might be. Thus far, you've learned from each other, from great professors, from some of the courses you were forced to take. The Jones School provided you with the framework and a platform to grow. But as you take this next step in your career, and every step thereafter, you have to provide your own framework. You must provide your own platform. You determine your own growth. Your career ends the moment you stop growing. Always be learning. Taking that detour or continually learning prepares you for whatever market you find yourself in. Unfortunately, preparation is only part of the story. When difficult moments arrive, as they surely will, pressure reveals what preparation alone cannot. Under pressure, people find out who they really are. The people around you learn who you really are, especially as a leader. Some pressure you can anticipate, some you cannot. And when the situation is something new, you don't get to rely on routine, you don't get to look it up in a textbook, you can't Google it, and you can't use ChatGPT. You're going to have to rely on judgment and discipline and the standards you set for yourself. Pressure has a seductive way of making the easy way look like the right one. That's when character matters most. Do you send troops to chase the strange car? Do you shut down the trading team and their plan while they're bleeding money? Do you send people into harm's way when they need to go save $1 billion power plant? That's when character matters most. That's when you have to make the hard decisions. The decision matters, but over time what matters is just as much as how you make that decision. Did you take accountability or did you make an excuse? Did you check on your people or did you cower in your office? Did you bring your team together and design a clear solution or did you distance yourself from your team just in case they failed? Thus are reputations made. Warren Buffett put this plainly when he told his employees in 1991, lose money for the firm, I'll be understanding. Lose a shred of reputation for the firm, and I will be ruthless. Some say it's a harsh standard, but I'd say it captures something important. Reputation is built in difficult moments and carries forward. You will realize the world we live in and the places we work are a lot smaller than you think. And people remember reputation. Be the person others can trust when times are tough. That's leadership, and it doesn't require a title. Take responsibility, give credit freely, support the people around you when they need it most. When the pressure comes, be that person. Today is an achievement worth celebrating, but it's also a beginning. Like I said, they call it commencement for a reason. From this point on, your careers will not be defined by how closely you follow the plan. They'll be defined by how you respond when the plan changes. Shortly, you're all going to use the same path to come up here and receive your diploma. But then you'll all take different paths. Some of you will take paths that you can clearly see. Others will be pulled in directions that you're not going to expect. In either case, the principles are the same. Take the detour when it can teach you something you need to learn. Be intentional with your career so that you're always learning and growing. And when the pressure comes, let it reveal someone others can trust. Titles come and go. Markets rise and fall. Industries evolve. But character, judgment, and reputation have a much longer shelf life. Protect them, build them, and let them guide the way you lead your people. If you do that, you're not only going to create opportunity for yourself, you'll create confidence in the people around you, strengthen the organizations that you lead, and value that lasts beyond one role or one title. And before I close, I want to take a moment to recognize the people who made it possible for me to be here today. And I encourage each of you to do the same. Take a moment today to thank the people who helped you make this happen. Thank you to my wife Shannon and my daughters Ansley and Addie. And with Mother's Day this weekend, let me say Happy Mother's Day to all of the mothers around us. Thank you again to Dean Rodriguez and to the Jones School for making me who I am, for letting me graduate with you, and for this honor. Congratulations to you, the class of 2026.
That was perfect, Robert. Thank you so much for that powerful, personal, and timely message to our graduates. I only have a few things to add, and then we'll really get on with it. I know you're waiting. A long time ago, I was like you, in a period my children rudely call the late 1900s, by the way. Like you, I recall my graduation and celebrating with the wonderful friends I'd made. Looking back, I do recall all the hard work, the learning, the uncertainty, the moments of reflection that led up to that moment. And I would like to just share one memory with you from that time that seemed to me particularly appropriate today. In my first year as a graduate student, I lived in graduate housing, which was about a mile from the economics department, where I trod every day to inhabit my cubicle in the windowless basement of Fisher Hall. Being from Texas, the winter walk in New Jersey was particularly unwelcoming to me. And yes, at times I did walk a mile uphill in the snow to go to school. Only one way in the snow, but I did. And with my head tucked down tightly under the hood of my best winter jacket, I did an inordinate amount of gazing at the ground and gazing at the wide slate pathway leading up to and through the main campus. Fortunately, on some of the large pavers, quotes from the Western canon were inscribed, presumably to give shivering students like me something to do on a long walk. I vividly recall that once you stepped onto the main campus, one paver was inscribed with one of the most commonly quoted lines from Hamlet, and everybody knows it, including you. This above all, to thine own self be true, and it must follow as night the day, thou canst not then be false to any man. These words, you may recall, arrive at the end of a speech filled with advice from Polonius, who's the father of Laertes, who is Hamlet's best friend, and they pretty much completely ignore the father, which is not surprising to me. His speech is kind of cliched anyway, and in some ways it's good, in some ways it's not. I'll give you my opinion. In my opinion, the speech includes both good advice and some advice I don't recommend. So there's some good stuff like this one. Give every man thy ear, but few thy voice. I agree. I like that one, and that's advice I would give you. I think it's better to listen more than you talk. I think you'll get more out of it. I think your teams will get more out of it. I also like this one, which is a little edgy, believe it or not. Beware of entrance to a quarrel, but being in one, bear it that the opposed may beware of thee. That's like that. That's kind of Texan, by the way. There's a little edge in that. And that's game theory approved advice. I agree. You should never start or incite a fight. But if you're drawn into one, I recommend that you win it. If nothing else, it will likely lead to fewer problems in the future. On the other hand, there's, of course, one piece of advice I cannot endorse, and it's this line, which some of my faculty will resonate with. Neither a borrower nor a lender be. Well, that's absolutely insane. And it's not business school approved. The world we enjoy would not exist without financial markets and leverage, and used properly, that's entirely what you should do, is be a borrower or a lender. That's why we're all here, I think. But by far, my favorite piece of advice from Polonius is the one that I want you to consider today, and it is simply this. Those friends thou hast, and their adoption tried, grapple them to thy soul with hoops of steel. You leave here today with two incredible assets. One is your education and the degree that it represents it. It's an asset that's incredibly special. You can never lose it. The second asset you have is all these friendships you've made together. Life brings people suddenly into and out of our lives all the time. Make sure that these rare and wonderful friendships you have made today stay with you forever. In my experience, there is no greater asset in your life. Graduates of the class of 2026, we are grateful to you for the opportunity to get to know and grow close to you over the past 2 years. May we forever be connected through the memories made thus far and the many, many more to come. Thank you.
Thank you, Dean Rodriguez. We're now arriving at the moment many of you are particularly enthusiastic about, the presentation of the degree candidates. As we proceed with recognition of the individual degree candidates, I need to caution you. Clapping, cheering, hollering and hooting, and other related expressions of jubilation and pride are not only permitted, they're encouraged. So, graduates, family, and guests, please join us in celebrating on this auspicious, perhaps suspicious, and notable occasion. One more line. Yes, I do. All right. Today, we celebrate 152 graduates in the full-time MBA program. Professor Janet Moore, Director of Communications, will read the names of these graduates.
Nemika Ezeakacha. Natalia Feruzov. Samin Faruqi. Joseph Fields. Spencer Fink. Sierra Fredenrich. Lippy Gandhi. Varun Garg. Rowan Gosh. Joseph Giroux. Tushar Goyal. Paula Gonzalez. David Gonzalez Salas Alvarez. Alejandro Gonzalez Sanchez. Samuel Good. Titania Gosine. Madison Granum. Michael Kieran Hart. Giovanna Hughes. John Hurt. Felix Joseph. Shivanki Juneja. Jack Kaplan. Yash Kukreja. CJ Lattis. Chening Lei. Usad Lalani. Huzefa Huson. Amy Lau. Xiang Yu Lee. Marsha Lee. Sylvia Li Miao. Jai-Chen Liu. Xiaofei Liao. Joel Aguirre. Isamar Lopez Veracruz. Landry Luker. Amy Itzel Magana Pelau. John Patrick McClure Jr. Martin Arthur Mika Zebetu. Rebecca Caroline Metz. Abdul Rahman. Pedro Morales. Saif Khalad Sayed Morsi. Dons Mundadan. Andrew Murray. And Mugda Gayurtri. Virov Nariman. Rudo Namdabab. Zechariah Nelson. Him? Zechariah Nelson. Zui Win. Ade Orguntade. Tracy Omogbai. Victory Onyekawere. Ikmat Oseni. William Bennett Ostick. Anastasia Paloma Paez. Long Kai Pang. Mauricio Parilli. Bongchul Park. What? Tony Para? Tony Para. Joyce Allen Payne. Gabriel Emmanuel Peña. Wallace Pepe. Lindsay Pesquera. Beni Elizabeth Peter. Christopher Bao Pham. Han Chen. Aditya Ravinda Kumar. Jonathan Raymond. Daniel Ray. Olivia Grace Reeve. Felipe Alves Reis. Zachary Riley. Jason Peter Rodenoff. Christian Saldana. Nebiu Barsala Sermoyo. Maheen Shah. Rajvi Shah. Fabia Nuzira Sheikh. Brett Sharman. Bikrumjit Singh Saidu. Brianna Solis. Jihoon Song. Diego Sordelli. Shaswat Suman. Brian Towner. Luis Treju. Jose Vasquez Velarde. Sai Diraj Wedagjiri. Nishant Verma. Gautam Reddy Vulchi. Joshua Gilbert Walker. Oliver Wan. John Patrick Weldon. Taylor West. William Whitworth. Nathan Weissman. Michael Wessinger. Colin Wong. Jesse Wu. Asari Yahata. Hisale Yen. Lena Young.
Congratulations, full-time MBA students. Next, we celebrate 66 graduates in the Executive MBA program. Thank you to Professor Ginger Vaughn, Lecturer in Communication, for reading the names of the EMBA graduates.
Gabriela Aliberti. Tunji Ashiwaju. Ariana Azimi Bolurainan. Roy Borkosh. Chris Chang. Samantha Coker. Victor Quajar. Holly Cummings. Rachel Dahl. Ansuri Desai. Ali Dubnik. Ramadavi Durasami. Mohammed El Sayed. Nisisang Ertuk Udur. Clark Fangmeyer. Ian Fisher. Jessica Gillespie. Jennifer Gregg. David Gustafson. Catalina Geiguler. Latrice Hawkins. Tino Haddad. Ashley Butler Hines. Linus Ho. Kanat Iska Liev. Nada Lisa Ishmael. Benoit Zanive. David Kirubakara Leo Jayapul. Honey Junaid. Jason Jones. Thirumalesh Koramapali. Chin Chang Lan. Jason Larsher. Neil LeGros. Shay Littlejohn. Nigel Lockhart. Ravi Roland Maharaja. Michael Meniscus. Michael Joe Medina. Hassan Modarasi. Nitin Morawal. Ignacio Munoz. Saeed Sajjad Naqvi. Lee Noblin. Carlos Ochoa. Monica Patel. David Pena. Kathleen Hurley. Robert Prendergast. Ryan Qureshi. Adam Ramji. Prateep Raichal Dowry. Charles Schaff. Graham Smith. Josh Stevenson. Oliver Nicholas Stiller. Muhammad Hassan Tariq. David Tatum. Muhammad Ursawani. Stuart Wilson. Mary Wolf. Pratusha Yarlagada. Ji Chao Yin. Andrew Zeppelin.
Congratulations, EMBA graduates. Next, we celebrate 105 graduates from the Professional Evening MBA program. Their names are being read by Professor John Miles, Assistant Clinical Professor of Organizational Behavior. Thank you, John, for reading these names.
Guillermo Acevedo. Spencer Agubulam. Sohail Ali. Yasser Asghari. Nana Baker. Aditya Bansul. Brandon Tobias Nigel Basham. Jack Aldrich Berry. Rebecca Bond. Christina Borovkova. Frank Brown. Marcus Terrell Brunson. Diego Cabrera. Drew Callahan. Gregory Chapa. Elandari Cho. Jessica Cortez. Emma Catherine Cook. Alvaro Covarrubias Alvarez. Juan Del Clo. Evan Doria. Shivanji Dixit. Raj Dubal. Julieta Falcone. Alexander Fayemi. Leonga Jennifer Nelly Fumanong. Audra Frognier. Audrey. Kevin Garcia. Michael Garcia. Ayagone. Bodie Christopher Gilbert. Juana Granados. Julian Gutierrez. Miriam Micheline Haddad. Javad Haqqani. Sergio Hernandez. Jacob Hoffman. Jacob Hislop. Camilo Jimenez. Daniel Jones. Gwendolyn Jones. Tanner Heather Jones. Ershad Kadiwala. Jesse Khan. Michelle Khan. Ki-Young Kim. Zhou Lee. Hua Lee. DeJohn Lauder. Jen Liu. Cameron Marsh. Brian Marine Silva. Christopher B. Martin. Wandy Suhey Martinez. Tanya Marie Madure. Casey Lee Miller. Myra Mirza. Michael Molman. Tranel Montague. Alexis Morales. Abrar Motiwala. Madeline New. Kareem New. Melody Ogoke. Marie Emmanuel Oliveira. Emma Owens. Myra Palmerin. Michael Parrish. Ross Pellegrin. Jorge Perez. Belle Pierce. Brian Pittman. Fernanda Souza. Deverut Singh Rathore. Noah Renard. Jordan Hunter Rice. Matthew Richards. Rachel Roby. Oneida Rodriguez. Renee Rodriguez. Carlo Rubio. Jacob M. Sacco. Kirk Santour. William Reed Schnucky. Matthew Seebacher. Rania Salim. Mukta Sharma. Mariah Shaw. Rishikesh Shundurya Sohoni. Joseph Silhouettes. Bryce Simpson. Terrence Stevens. Faisal Suleiman. Takudzwa Donovan Trevor Tapfuma. Zeke Taylor. Ryan Merritt Thompson. Aaron Turner. Ashley Williams. Kayla Williams. Jacob Wilson. Grayson Roulette. Thaddeus Yarney III. I'm gonna make it work. I'm here, don't worry.
Congratulations to our evening MBA graduates. Next, we celebrate 59 graduates from the Professional Weekend MBA program whose names are being read by Professor John Miles.
Muhammad Al-Mabashi. Aja Anane Sakjera. Eric Angelos. Grady Bailey. Alvin Barnes. Robert William Bennett. Braden Billett. Taylor R. Bostwick. James Burke. Nico Carlson. Michael Blake Davidson. Connor Dix. Justin Doolittle. Dominic Dupre. Mariam Intashari. Sean Foster. Patrick Gaffney. Saqib Mohammed Ghazi. Amir Ghassani. Tyler Hussey. Tanner Jones. Yara Kadriavili. Felipe Lastra. Isabella Bianchesi. Beth Levine. Eric Lewandowski. Jose Andres Lopez Terrazas. Tim Liu. Manur Malik. Hannah Macon. Reed H. McConnell. Moises Mendoza. What's Harry, right? Harry Minocha. Jonathan Mohandasi. Olu Olasoji. Mario Polo. William Garrett Porter. Ben Proler. Ricardo Rico. Zariel Claire Rigas. Steve Rodriguez. Estevan Salinas. Patrick Sears. Brandon Segura. Paris Sewell. Rahul Shah. Connor Shannon. Audrey Sharrock. Grayson Simmons. Isabella Torres. Samuel Tots. Aloysius Utomo. Kamala Velamakani. Jae-yoon. Matthew Young. Henry Yuan. Mary Jo. Taylor Zurcher.
Congratulations, weekend MBA graduates. Next, we celebrate 75 graduates from the MBA at Rice online MBA program. Thank you, Professor Barbara Bennett, Academic Director of the MBA at Rice, for reading the names of these graduates.
Shay Adams. Joseph Aronson. Edgar Badea. Benjamin Austin Burka. Giovanni Bocuzzi. Christopher G. Brown. Kiwei Chen. Jessica DiLorenzo. Travis Del Pietro. Abdul Darani. Julio Gomez. Ricky Gracie Malloy. Ollie Heather. Harini Krishnapuram. Adul Krung. David McCampbell. Fred Matroika. John McTaggart. Marissa Minter. Jonathan Miramonte. Adriana Morelli. Tura Nue. Idris Taufik. Isaiah Tsao. Adam Watts. Andrew Wesley. Amy Wolf.
Congratulations, MBA at Rice graduates. Last, but certainly not least, today we celebrate 34 graduates from the hybrid MBA program. And welcome back to the podium Professor John Miles to read these names.
Ifeolua Afarinia. Athanasius Basili Atia. Chris Cabanas. Rebecca Alexandra Chowdhury. Christopher Kitt. Brinia Colbert. Mark Pierre Deeb. Cole Dobbs. Yulia Dobrila. Matthew Worthington Fasick. Jack Gonzalez. Patrick Haynes. Kelly Hines. Samuel Islam. Samuel Islam, I apologize. Brett Kimbrough. Sarah LaFranchise and Jax. Matthew Lehan. Ryan Lee. Evan Martinez. Garima Mera. Aqib Muhammad. Christine Wynn. Wasim Newman. Timothy Oladuta. Jamini Panthanjani. Shayna Perry. Syed Raza. Tyrone Sargent. Sanchit Singhal. Diraz Singh Lama. Luis Antonio Torres Juarez. Swetanshu Verma. Robert West.
Congratulations, hybrid MBA graduates, and congratulations to all members of the class of 2026. This concludes the graduation ceremony of the Rice University MBA class of 2026. We thank you for everything that you've given during your time at Rice and everything that you will bring to the world from here. We wish you all great success, and we can't wait to see all that you do from here on out. We will miss you, but remember, as Professor DeRoche said, you will always have a home here at Rice. As we conclude, we ask that all rise while those on the platform exit first. Graduates will follow the platform party, and guests will exit via the second floor after graduates have recessed completely. As you exit, please grab some light refreshments and feel free to journey to McNair Hall, where you can meet your families and take photos or head off to dinner reservations. Everyone must exit the building immediately following the ceremony, and please avoid congregating in the street. Please join us in one final round of applause for the Jones School MBA class of 2026. Will all please rise?